Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition booster pack opening. Thank you to everyone who watched our last video on this series. We had went from 50 subscribers up to 100 subscribers. I will put that link, the video link, in the description below if you want to go check that video out if you didn't see it, and give it a view, and then you can let me know which of these videos you liked better and help inform us for future content. This video, like I said, is brought to you by popular demand. The last pack opening video was quite popular. However, some folks were really disappointed that we didn't open up. They didn't see proxy cards in the packages. So I contacted Wizards and I said there might have been some problem with the product, and my viewers didn't like seeing that real cards in the packages. So Wizards apologized and they rushed me this replacement box of 30th anniversary edition Magic cards, and they said, you know, as an apology, we gave you the special artist series box. So as you can see, this box has a little artist series on the label. It is also, as you can see, Wizards shrink wrapped, just like the last box was. This has some Wizards security tape on the back, and so they assured me that, you know, they will put reprinted cards in the box this time. So to all those people that were disappointed about the real cards, rest assured these are going to be reprinted cards. So we will be opening reprinted cards today, just to be sure. Let's go ahead and see what is in the box too. Wizards also sent me this little updated description of the artist series packs. It says each display of 30th anniversary edition artist series will contain 4 packs of pure nostalgia, reimagined in a modern context. Each pack contains 15 reprinted cards, 2 retro frame basic lands, 1 card from the Arabian Nights expansion, 1 card from the Antiquities expansion, and 11 cards from the limited edition beta set. We're also using this playmat again by popular demand. It was a local old school tournament custom playmat that we received at an event a couple years ago before the pandemic, drawn by Dustin Brossard, who is a local card altarist. He did this reimagination of the original Magic art on this playmat, and we like to use it up here. So without further ado, let me rip into this packages so that you can see what the Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition Artist Series is all about. So we'll be very careful to remove the shrink wrap, just like that. Okay. And as you can see, it's similar package as before. It does have a picture of the 30th Anniversary Edition proxies on the cover. Again, it has Shivan Dragon art on the side. It says Magic the Gathering on the top, but this, you know, this says artist series, so that's how you can tell that this is a special box from Wizards. So we open it up. We'll put this right over here next to our castle, and as you can see, we have 4 booster packs of 15 cards. These booster packs are different than the last ones because they say artist series down here at the bottom of the pack. So those are, let's align these real quick. Make a little how's that? Okay, now we need to get a little thumbnail for the video. Okay, so these are our 4 packs, sorry, of Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition Artist Series cards. Let's go ahead and give these a rip and see what we get inside the packs. All right, so here are our basic lands. We get 2 basic lands in each pack. This is an island, signed by Mark Poole. Very nice. We have Mountain, signed by Doug Schuler. Very nice. And then we have a reprinted Arabian Nights card. This one is an eye for an eye, signed by Mark Poole. Down here at the bottom. And then this is our reprinted Antiquities card. This is an Ivory Tower, signed by Margaret Organ Keene. This lets you gain 1 life for each card in your hand above 4. All right, so now we move on to our reprinted limited edition beta cards. All of these cards in the pack were reprinted in the beta edition. And since this is the artist series that Wizards sent us, they're all signed by the original artist, it looks like. So first card in the beta reprints is Circle of Protection Black, signed by Jesper Meerfors. Oops, sneak peek there. Then we have a Mons Goblin Raiders, signed by Jeff Menges. Next card is Power Leak, signed by Drew Tucker. We have a Scavenging Ghoul, signed by Jeff Menges. We have Ironroot Treefolk, signed by Jesper Meerfors. We have Howl from Beyond, signed by Mark Poole. Those appear to be all commons, and then we have, this appears to be some uncommons. Also reprinted from the beta edition. This is Ivory Cup, signed by Anson Maddox. Lets you gain a life every time a caster casts a white spell. We have Living Lands, also by Jesper Meerfors. And then we have a Contract from Below, signed by Douglas Schuler. This lets you discard your current hand and draw 8 new cards for 1 black mana. This card was removed from the regular 30th anniversary edition set, so this card is hard to find. You can't get this in the gold bordered backed 30th anniversary edition cards because it deals with ante. So for those people that remember this card, it's very powerful. And then I think we're in kind of like rare cards here. This is a Verdurn Enchantress. While this Enchantress is in play, you may immediately draw a card from your library each time you cast an enchantment. That's drawn by Kev Bruckschmidt, signed by a player who made Verdurn Enchantress popular. And last but not least is Personal Incarnation, signed by Kev Bruckschmidt. That's a big, big creature. And this was signed in pen by Kevin, someone else that I cannot, Mr. Little. I think it says Little up the top there, so maybe there's some Wizards staff players that were also signing. All right, so pack 2 here in the Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition Artist Series. This is a basic swamp. We get 2 basic lands in each of these packs. We get a basic island. And now 1 reprinted card from Arabian Nights. This is a Aladdin's Ring, signed by Dan Frazier. Our Antiquities card is Crumble, signed by Jesper Meerfors. And then now all of our limited edition beta reprints are the rest of the cards here. We have Fireball by Mark Tedin. We have Conversion by Jesper Meerfors, which turns all mountains into basic plains. We have a Merfolk of the Pearl Trident by Jeff Mangus. There is Weakness by Douglas Schuler. Creatures lose -2/-1. We have Paralyze. This is a signed by the artist Anson Maddox at GP Vegas 2019. We have some uncommons now. We have Juggernaut, signed by Dan Frazier. We have Rock Hydra, signed by Jeff Mangus. We have Nevin Earl's Disc, signed by Mark Tedden. Sleight of Mind, signed by Mark Poole. This changes the text of any card being played already in play by replacing one color word with another. Then we have an Earthquake, signed by Dan Frazier. And a Lord of Atlantis, signed by Melissa Benson in silver. Focus on the signatures real quick. Cool. And Lord of Atlantis goes really well with Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. When you play Lord of Atlantis, all Merfolk can play gain Island Walk and +1/+1 while this card is in play. So it would appear that there are a few extra rare cards in each of these packs. Let's take a look at the third pack in the box. This is Retro Frame Basic Land Swamp. Basic land number 1. Our next land is a mountain. And our Arabian Nights reprint is Aladdin's Lamp, signed by Mark Tedin. We have Atog is our Antiquities reprint, signed by Jesper Meerfors. Now the beta, limited edition beta reprinted cards. We have Circle of Protection Red, signed by Mark Tedin. Llanowar Elves, signed by Anson Maddox. You can tap this card to add 1 green mana to your mana pool. It's a 1/1 creature. We have Raised Dead, signed by Jeff Mangus. Brings any 1 creature from your graveyard to your hand. We have a Hurloon Minotaur beer token by Anson Maddox, signed at a side event, the Sin City Open, which is a side event of GP Vegas 2019. Frozen Shade, signed by Douglas Schuler. We have an Obsianus Golem, signed by Jesper Meerfors in 2016. There is Phantasmal Forces, signed by Mark Poole. Now some rares. We have Disrupting Scepter, signed by Dan Frazier. Balance, which is a really good card, signed by Mark Poole. Whichever player has more lands in play must discard enough lands of his or her choice to equalize the number of lands that both players have in play. Next, equalize the cards in hand, and then creatures in play the same way. And then we have Brain Geyser, which lets you draw a bunch of cards, signed by Mark Tedin. And last but not least, we have Birds of Paradise to go with our Birds of Paradise audio. Beautiful. Signed by Mark Poole, by the way, too. You can tap this to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. It's also a 0/1 flying creature. Awesome. So our very last pack in the Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition Artist Series packs. We have a Basic Island retro frame signed by Mark Poole in blue Sharpie for all the blue players out there. We have a Swamp, the third alternate art dark version, signed by Dan Frazier. I like how he signed it around the tap symbol, so it kind of circles the tap symbol. All right, so our first and only Arabian Nights reprint of the pack is Magnetic Mountain, signed by Susan Van Camp on the side here in silver. That's beautiful. Our Antiquities card of the pack is Hercules Recall, also one of my favorite cards, signed by Nene Thomas in silver down here at the bottom. So that's uncommon. It might be rare, but anyway, Lightning Bolt is our next card in the pack. And Lightning Bolt does 3 damage to 1 target. This one was stamped by Chris Rush's agent, Jeff, at a GP event in 2016 after Chris had passed. In one of my previous signed videos, I showed some other stamped Christopher Rush cards from Eternal Weekend. This stamp was a little more popular. I think he used it at a couple of events, more than Eternal Weekend. And it has Christopher Rush's signature stamp on the card, plus a little Black Lotus image and the year 2019. So he stamped all these cards at the event for fans of Christopher Rush who had already purchased their travel and accommodations to the event. They could still get their cards tribute stamped at those events. These are really fun cards. We also have a Swords to Plowshares, signed by Jeff Mangus, which removes target creatures from the game entirely. We have an Animate Dead, signed by Anson Maddox. We have Sarah Angel, signed by Douglas Schuler. Iconic art there by Doug. We have a Soul Ring, signed by Mark Tidine. Very powerful artifact, uncommon. We have Demonic Tutor is an uncommon, signed by Doug Schuler again. Lets you search your library for any one card and take it into your hand, and then reshuffle your library after that. We have a Counterspell, signed by Mark Poole. This one has a little custom image that I put on the Counterspell art that you can see. That's the iconic Counterspell art by Mark Poole. And I thought this image was sort of comical, maybe like a pop culture reference to something. So I stuck the Counterspell art in there, and when players cast a spell, you can pay 2 blue and just say, nope, I'm not going to let you play that card. We have a JM Day Tome, signed by Mark Tidine in black Sharpie. And then we have a Fast Bond, signed by Mark Poole in green, or in blue. It's a green card, or sorry, signed in black, but it's a green card. And 2 cards left. We have Mahamodi Djinn, which is a big flying Djinn creature, 5/6 for 6 mana, signed by Dan Frazier. He did a little altar and put some hair on the Djinn. Kind of cool. And then our last Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition Artist Series signed card is Shivan Dragon, signed by Melissa Benson in silver at the bottom. It is also a 6 casting cost red flying dragon for 5/5, but it also has fire breathing, so you can pay red mana to give it +1/+0 till the end of turn. So that, my friends, was my 30th anniversary edition artist series pack opening. As you can see, they're all revised, reprinted edition cards to keep in the theme of, the 30th anniversary kind of reprints. I will link my other video in the description if you want to see what I opened in the first box and then compare the two. If anyone at Wizards is watching, like Mark Rosewater or anybody from Wizards R&D, I really, really, really hope that you would consider putting signed cards into packs in the future. I think, as people know, I'm a big signed card collector. I like to go to the conventions and get artists to sign the cards. It's kind of fun opening them in packs too. They haven't done any Magic product with actual signatures in them. The set boosters contain like a stamped signature. The World Championship decks contain a facsimile stamped signature on them. But I know sports cards uses player signatures quite often as chase cards and rare cards in a lot of the packs. So I'm thinking, at some point Wizards should get on board with this and put some like authenticated artist signed cards in packs. Let me know what you think. Put your suggestions in the comments if you think that would also be a good idea. And I would encourage kitchen table Magic players, to make your own packs of revised cards. These cost less than $1,000. So if you had the choice between getting a box of 30th anniversary edition cards for $1,000 or 60 revised cards, I think a couple of us have shown that you can get 60 revised cards that are very playable. You can make at least one playable deck out of the cards for less than $1,000. You could even get all signed cards if you wanted for less than $1,000. There's no duels or Power 9 cards, reprinted in these packs, but they're all revised and they're all real cards and almost 30 years old. They'll be 30 years old next year. So if you want to do a 30th anniversary booster draft for the 31st anniversary of Magic, you could use 30-year-old revised cards, and that would be very affordable. So yeah, that's my video for the week. I want to encourage everyone to kind of just have fun drafting, make your own packs, have fun with the game, have fun with the hobby, be really nice to each other. Let me know what you think of this video. Give the channel a subscription if you want to see more content like this. Give the video a thumbs up and share it maybe with your play group if this is a good idea and you want to get together with your friends and draft 8 to 24 packs of revised cards. I'm sure you can put those together fairly affordably and have a lot of fun playing the game. So take care, everyone. I appreciate you all for watching and your comments below. I will see you in the next video.